Hi guys, how you doing? Well, I'm doing okay, but last night, a long-time school friend, just punched me in the gut, and over what he considers a crime, okay, and totally offensive. And it was about abortion. Now, I know abortion is a very heated subject within actually both parties. There are pro-choice and there are pro-life. And as I said in the previous video, I have been pro-choice for a long time until I spoke to somebody who had 3 abortions and what she went through, and said that she didn't think her body could survive another abortion, and it made her very depressed. Now, with me being very Jewish, I don't mean very Jewish, I forget what I just said. I don't mean that. I mean very much I guess very informed, maybe passionate, I think maybe a better word, about the Jewish tradition. And but that doesn't mean I'm strict. Oh, heck no. Now, within the Jewish community, there are differing viewpoints on, is abortion allowed within the Jewish tradition? And some say yes, some say no. And it wasn't so much that he is pro-choice, but his reaction to my sending of the video. And his comment to me is, Jimmy, do not send me anti-abortion garbage. Whoa! Excuse me. Wow. Holy Christoli. I am so sorry I trampled all over your witty bitty toes. Oh, man. And you know, they call liberals as tolerant. But let me tell you, that was just about as intolerant a comment as I have ever heard. Matter of fact, I've seen many, many videos and heard of many, many situations where the tolerant left is extremely intolerant of people who disagree with them. So we have intolerance of the tolerant left. That's what I call this video. The intolerance of the tolerant left. Because when they're saying, oh, we're tolerant. No, you're not. No, you're not. You have demonstrated over and over and over again just how intolerant you are. Okay? About people who disagree with you. And they put it all in one box. It was just like I said before about, another longtime friend who, I said that I'm Republican, I'm conservative, but I also support same-sex marriage. And she said, that's impossible. You can't You can't support same-sex marriage if you support President Trump or a conservative. It's impossible. You can't do that. Who says I can't? Who said? You? You said that? Who said that? Who made that rule? Where's it written? Where's it written that certain people cannot support same-sex relationships? Where's it written? Show me. Please. I'm asking you, please. Show me where it's written that that certain people cannot, it's an impossibility, support same-sex marriage if they support Trump or are conservative. Where's it written? How? Well, I mean, So, yeah, I agree with the pro-life, but the one thing that I would never, ever, ever do is trample on someone else's views, positions, and attitudes. That is so disrespectful. That is so hostile. That is so offensive. That is so intolerant. Okay? And yeah, I can understand, a woman who has been cheated on by her man calls his mistress a slut or a whore, okay? Because that's all raw emotion behind that. And a slut and a whore, okay, is defined basically as a prostitute, okay? Excuse me. I mean, if you look in the Urban Dictionary or you just in slang or whatever, and usually a whore and a slut, okay, are normally prostitutes. Now, the woman that your man is cheating with isn't getting paid, did not come off the streets. She's not a prostitute or hooker by any means. Housebreaker? Well, not really. And what was really interesting, especially with the Cheaters TV show, is that whenever the woman discovers that her man is cheating on her rather, they go after the woman. They go after the woman. As if the woman, okay, the mistress, saw him, moved in on him, and seduced him. There's always that assumption by the cheated on woman that the other woman saw him, went after him, and seduced him. Never in any of those cases did the man search outside the relationship. As far as the woman is concerned, that thought is impossible. Impossible for her man to look outside the relationship to somebody else. Just totally impossible. So, the cheated on woman will go after the woman and calling her a slut, a whore, a hooker, whatever. And the man is just sitting there, sort of laughing to himself. I got them biting over me. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm reveling in all of this. Oh, I love looking at a good cat fight. between two women who are fighting over me. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh, let me get some popcorn. I love this. The thought never occurred. I mean, he went out, he goes outside the relationship, but it's always assumed, again, when you assume the tenacity, you and me, okay, it's always assumed by the woman that the man did nothing wrong. Oh, the man is a poor victim. Oh, my goodness. Poor guy. Oh, he fell under the bewitching charm of the invading woman. The invading mistress. Oh, don't worry, baby. I will get rid of her for you. Oh, she is so evil that she went after you. I'll protect you, my love. Never occurs to the woman that the man did the pursuing. So, but, in the man's eyes, she's not a slut. She's not a whore. She's probably a very sweet, loving woman. But in the cheated woman's eyes, she's a slut, she's a whore, she is a black widow, spider. I mean, normally slut and whore are the two main names given, right? And I'm sure the woman don't feel like it. I'm sure she's not getting paid. And I'm sure that little relationship that they're having, he probably was unhappy in his relationship and didn't want to be alone, wanted to end it, but he didn't want to hurt her feelings, and decided to look elsewhere, but then he had to work super, super hard to schedule these little rendezvous. So much work he has to do, and lie to the woman and blah blah. And my position on that is just end the relationship. You're not happy. Just end the relationship. And then once you've ended that relationship, then you can go look elsewhere. But my point is that to the woman, the man, and probably their relationship, she's not a hooker, she's not a slut, she's not a whore, she's not any of these things. Well, the same thing is said about, people with differing views. While conservatives are attacking abortion, the abortion side of it. It's evil, murdering babies, etc., etc., etc. And the other side calls anti-abortion viewpoint as garbage. Okay, well, at least my friend did in any case. That's garbage. Total garbage. It's trash, which is a synonym of garbage. Be careful what you call things. Be careful what words you use, because there are synonyms that reflect off of the message. So if you call anti-abortion, the anti-abortion argument as garbage, what do you do with garbage? Do you save it? Do you keep it? No. You throw it out. You throw garbage in the trash and you dispose of it. And it's disposed of. That is garbage. That is what you do with garbage. Like a garbage disposal. Okay? The word garbage also means trash, and you discard garbage. It is trash. It is to be discarded, right? And garbage includes probably bad things that have expired, old food, old this, old that, papers, just trash. And you say, okay, we don't need this, this is garbage. Just garbage. Out in the trash. Garbage then picks it up, throw it in the garbage truck. Garbage truck goes down, gets thrown in the landfill, whatever, right? Garbage, right? Oh my goodness. That my anti-abortion information is garbage. Oh, it's utter trash. Discard it. See, that's offensive to people who feel just as strongly toward pro-life as the other side feels towards pro-abortion. They feel the same way about their point of view. And what is really interesting is that, and I heard this from George Carlin, right? And I'm quoting George Carlin now, that isn't it interesting that their stuff is shit, but your shit is gone. No. But what he's saying, that when you have two people, right? He says, isn't it interesting? Because he says, get that shit out of here. And that belonged to somebody else. That's actually their stuff. Their stuff. So you say, get your shit out of here. If it's shit, shouldn't I have put it in the toilet? Isn't that where shit goes? In the toilet? So when somebody calls somebody else's stuff as shit, garbage, junk, okay, what do you do with shit, garbage, and junk? You discard it. Okay, but the person who owns it, does he feel the same way? Should he discard his stuff because it has been now identified as shit, trash, or garbage? No. He probably feels the same way about your stuff. He probably calls your stuff shit, trash, or garbage. Should you discard your stuff, your belongings, because he called it shit, trash, or garbage? No. No. You respect each other's stuff. You respect each other. And this is the sad truth that's happening in our country. That we have lost the ability to be respectful of each other. Of each other's belongings. Of each other's viewpoint. Of each other's feelings. And it is so sad. It is so tragic that we have lost the ability to treat each other well. That we just condemn. I think that's a great word I thought of just now. Condemn. Okay. He condemns your viewpoint on abortion. He condemns your belongings. It could be she also. I've heard she condemns your belongings. My ex-wife did. Hey, she called, she called it an eyesore. Okay, my ex-wife didn't call my stuff, my belongings, as shit, trash, or garbage. She called it an eyesore. Oh, I am so sorry, sweetheart. I had no idea that my belongings was so repulsive to you. Oh, don't worry, sweetheart. I'll get rid of it. Guess what, sweetheart? That what you have over there, yeah, that's an eyesore to me. I guess you got to get rid of it. You see how disrespectful we have become as a society, and it's so tragic. It's sad, it's tragic, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. And you know what? I wrote him back. And I said, you know what? That calling this video of this viewpoint of pro-life that you call garbage, okay, that was hostile, abusive, and you know what? I'm going to be the better person, and I'm going to forgive you for being that intolerant of my viewpoint, of the information that I shared. I shared that video because I thought it was a wonderful video. He was just scared of parenthood, and he became distant in his relationship because, oh my God, I never meant to get her pregnant. I wasn't ready to be a father, but now now she's my world. My daughter is my world. And I'm glad we did not get abortion. We almost did. But I'm glad we didn't. And I thought that was a wonderful video, a wonderful story that this loving couple went through. And they just adore their daughter. And so they would never, ever choose abortion. And my friend just attacked me. That is garbage. Don't send me don't send me garbage anymore. That is trash. That is garbage. That needs to be discarded in the river. Now we get environmentalists after me, right? By saying that, throw it in the river. No, just, or basically just throw it in a kiln or something, or some kind of furnace, and just burn it. Burn the anti-abortion argument. Just take your anti-abortion arguments and put it in the furnace, and we'll say, burn, baby, burn. How is that respectful? How is that tolerant of that person's argument or position or feelings? That's not tolerant at all. That's being intolerant. And like I said, that is just so sad. That is just so very sad that we have got to this point where we don't respect each other anymore. It's all an attack. If you don't agree on one point, that cancels everything out. And that's why my other former friend said to me, but you support President Trump. How can you possibly support same-sex relationships if you support President Trump? It's impossible. So you're lying to me. You don't support same-sex relationships. And I know you're lying to me because you support President Trump. That's how I know you're lying to me. But I do support same-sex relationships. And guess what? No one can tell me different. No one can tell me what I support. We're not in complete, total boxes. This is the liberal box, and this is the conservative box. This is what I've said before about the two sets, right? Set A and set B. Liberals, set A. No, I'm sorry. Alpha and beta, okay. The alpha male and the beta male, okay. So it'll be a little more accurate, okay. Conservatives are in set A. Liberals are in set B. And it's A is not equal to set B. And union of set AB does not exist anymore. Doesn't exist anymore. That part of mathematics that we used to call a subset, okay, between set A and set B. The set A is conservative, set B is liberal, and the subset of the union A subset AB, the subset, which includes a little bit of each, it doesn't exist anymore. Does not exist anymore. It is shot. Okay. Did we do it? No, they did it. We want to get along with everybody, regardless of your affiliations, regardless of your political positions. We love everybody, and we respect everybody, and we are, we will agree to disagree, because friendship is far more important than politics. But the other side feels that politics are more important than friendships, because I lost a few good friends. Yes, I did, over politics. So as far as my former friends are concerned, politics are far more important than friendship. And that is so sad. Totally tragic. So, like I said, I just sent him an email saying I would never, ever, ever call your abortion, pro-abortion, pro-choice arguments as garbage. I would never do that, because your arguments are just as valid as mine. There is no right or wrong. Reminds me of my ex-wife. Reminds you of my ex-wife. Her opinions were right and my opinions were wrong, because her opinions were facts. And because I disagreed with her opinions, my opinions disagreed with hers, she was right, I was wrong. My appointments were wrong, delusional, etc., etc., etc. Might as well say garbage. Might as well say trash. Could also say bullshit. Okay? Because when you have that kind of approach, that cutthroat approach, okay, where you believe you were born with a monopoly on the truth, and you believe everything you believe is a fact. And if someone disagrees with you, well, they are wrong, their belief is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Which is intolerant and disrespectful of somebody else who has a different opinion or feeling about certain things than you do. Okay, but conservatives, Republicans, we're more tolerant of the tolerant left. How about that? We're more tolerant than the tolerant, quote-unquote, left. We're more tolerant. We say, We're not saying that your belief is wrong and ours is right. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. And your opinion and your stance and your feelings about it are just as valid as ours. Oh, they can't both be right. I didn't say right. I said valid. There's no right or wrong. No right or wrong. No legitimacy versus garbage. None. None. They're thinking like that. We don't think like that. We don't think that right and wrong in terms of opinions and political stance. No. We disagree, but each argument is valid. We don't say our opinion is right and yours is wrong. In Judaism, we don't say you have to be Jewish to be loved by God, or you have to be Jewish for this. But Christians, I have the utmost respect for Christians. But the Christian most proselytizing says you have to be saved by Jesus, you have to do all these things. And I will pray for you and pray for you to be saved, blah, 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 blah. Or that one representative of this one church who knocked on my door, okay? And because I respectfully declined his literature that you forgive me, where I was basically saying, why don't you say that for somebody else who would be willing to read it, and I'm not willing to read it. Because I am secure in my own, where I am, and I don't embrace Christian teaching. I embrace Jewish teaching. And that is, what it is. And say, I respect you to have a different approach and believe differently than I do and have a different belief system than me. You have every right to do that. Your belief system is just as valid as mine. Not right or wrong. Not like my ex-wife used to think. Well, you're wrong. You have a covenant with God. Oh my God, never mind. I'm sorry for taking a Lord's name in vain. Oh my goodness, you are so delusional to think that you have a covenant with God if you don't accept Jesus. You're delusional. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so sorry for you. You are just so lost. I don't feel that way towards Christians. I say, my belief system is just as valid as yours. There is no right or wrong. None. None. It doesn't exist. There's no right or wrong. Each person's, and religion and politics, which I said in another video, is what you don't discuss with company. Okay, for this basic reason. Because there will be people who feel that there's a right or wrong stance when it comes to religion and politics. But then there are other people who don't look at it as black or white, right or wrong. They're both valid. Oh, they can't both be valid. They can't both be right. I didn't say right. I said valid. Well, if it's valid, isn't it right? And if it's invalid, it's wrong. Well, some things are invalid. That is true. But validity and the notion of right or wrong are not interchangeable. They're not interchangeable. You cannot say validity versus invalidity is exactly the same as right versus wrong. They're not interchangeable. They're totally different things. Okay, there's invalidity and there's validity. And invalidity, yeah, it's opposite from validity, but validity defines something that right or wrong does not define. So, the validity, invalidity status, lack of a better word of saying it right, is not the same as right or wrong. They're not. your argument or your religious position is just as valid as mine. We never say right or wrong. We're both valid. They're both valid. And the pro-choice argument is just as valid as the pro-life position. They're both valid. We'll disagree. That doesn't make them right or wrong. Now, he said it's wrong in his video. Abortion is wrong. And I think he could have titled it a little better. Him saying that it's wrong comes from his own feeling that, boy, what I was thinking was so wrong. I am so glad that now, when I used to be pro-choice, and then I became pro-life, I never said, oh, it is so wrong. It is wrong to kill a born baby. What that governor over there, has said, yeah, if the baby survives an abortion attempt, and that baby did not suffer any internal damage or whatever, and that baby is a healthy baby, don't kill it. Don't kill him or her. Don't kill that baby. Because according to Jewish law, everybody in Jewish law agrees that once the baby is breathing air on its own, separate from the mother, and is born, that baby is a person. And to murder that person is a crime. Okay? Once the baby is born, is healthy, is breathing on its own, that's a living person. And to kill that baby, that's a crime. But as far as abortion is concerned, once a baby is born, it's no longer a matter of abortion, because the baby is not fully developed. Okay, it's a person now. And that is wrong to murder a baby once it's born. But I will never say that it is wrong to have an abortion. He called it wrong. That's his position. It wasn't the title that I wanted to share. It was the story. I wasn't trying to make a political point by saying, aha, somebody said it's wrong, and I will share that, bang, to somebody. Yeah, ooh yeah, abortion is wrong, and I'm going to shove it to you. That was his choice for titling it that way. That wasn't my decision. That wasn't my intent. My intent was not to make a political point and stick it to everybody, saying, aha, abortion is wrong, and I'm going to shove it to everybody. No, it wasn't the title I was trying to make a point of. It was the story. It was the story. You judged a video based on the title, like judging a book by its cover. You don't judge a book by its cover. A former girlfriend of mine, I had the movie Night of the Living Dead, right? And for the longest time, I had it on 60 millimeter. And it's a great story. The story is great. Great story. And it took a long time for me to get used to the title, Night of the Living Dead. Because I didn't want it to be like, When I finally got it, I said, wow, what a story. And whoa, that was an ending I did not expect. So when I wanted to show it to my girlfriend at this time, she said she didn't want to see it. She didn't want to see it. I said, it's a great story. I said, I don't care. I don't want to see it. I finally twisted her arm enough to want to see it. She says, all right, I'll see it. And she was impressed by 3 things. 1, it was a black and white. 2, that there was a black person who led the group, who was more level-headed than everybody else, who was able to control the situation and take care of everybody and solve the problems. Okay. And the 3rd thing that impressed her was the story itself. And she ultimately finally told me, that was a great movie. I didn't like the title, but that was a great movie. So, you cannot judge a book by its cover. You cannot judge a movie by the title. And you can't judge a video by the title. And you could always change the title. But once you make your video, unless you redo it, that video remains unchanged. You can always change the title. Just like I did with a couple of my videos. I said, oops. Okay, that was not so smart to put political in the title. So I deleted it. The video was still there. The video remained unchanged. All I did was change the title. Just the title. That's all it is. But did you bother to... Oops. Oh, wow. I must be getting hot and tired. I'm sorry about that. Whoa. Sorry about that, guys. So anyway, that's basically what I wanted to say. So I basically said, look, I would never, ever, ever call anything that you embrace as garbage. Never. I will be the bigger person and I'll forgive your very abusive and hurtful language. I'll forgive you and say, okay, I respect your feelings. That doesn't change 1 iota of our friendship. And I know now not to send those kind of videos to you. I did not say I'll be sure not to send garbage to you. You know. Oh boy. It's the society we live in. And if this is what's going on, maybe it's a good thing I was pretty much a shy boy growing up, because society isn't always right. You know, the behavior of the group. And I learned that many years ago, that group behavior, especially if it involves a lot of people, doesn't mean it's good. If I think this started when I got to say this before, then okay, you know what? I think I've said all I need to say. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll check you out later. And thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Okay, because I'm almost out of time. All right, and if you like what you see, subscribe. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.